Hello, I am Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. Thank you so much for coming back to watch. Today we are going to talk about the Sun into Aquarius cycle when, in my view, 2017 really gets kicked off. We have a lot happening, so here are the start times. I'm going to run through all the charts pretty quickly today, so thank you for tuning in and subscribe if you like, and thank you for watching. Okay, so this is an exciting cycle. The sun is moving into Aquarius, and it will be the only planet in Aquarius for most of the cycle until Mercury gets there. But we have a lot of action in the personal planets, including Mercury. But the big news is that Mars and Venus are moving into Aries. So things are going to start heating up. So let's look at this first chart for when the sun moves into Aquarius this year. There are two trends here. As you guys know, I like to point out the trends at the beginning of the cycle and just pull these charts and show you as we move along, how they keep showing up and what's going on. First thing I want you to notice, lots of cardinal energy is present. That's going to become more and more prevalent and more pronounced as we go into the year. I had told you guys we're moving out of that mutable cross energy into the action, but we're also being fire starters this cycle out of that Piscean dream. And you guys know I love that. To me, it's like stretching and yawning and when you first wake up and you're a little groggy, but you're in a happy, dreamy space. Well, by the 28th of this month, you're going to have a wake-up call. So when we look at this chart, I want you to notice that we have the last of this kind of strong Pisces stellium energy. So enjoy it. It's for dreaming. It's for metaphysical studies, spiritual healing, integration, clarity, but that's going to shift. So let's get on to the second chart. So when we get to the new moon of the 27th, big time moon and sun, obviously it's new, we get that conjunction. So we're thinking of Aquarian things, and so we're taking a big wide view. We're being objective and just really looking at everything in a similar way to Pisces. Pisces is very holistic, but I feel like the thing with Aquarius is it can step back. I always think of the analogy of an eagle. I lived in Colorado for a while, and there were a lot of eagles, and they're so high up and they can take that bigger view, and that's what we're asked to do in our lives with the Aquarian energy. So you step back, you look at the whole picture and where you want to go this year, because a lot of the things that are happening in this cycle will follow throughout 2017. Amongst them, again, the cardinal energy, that's really strong. You see how close in degree the cardinal signs are. And Mars on this new moon, very last of the Mars thing in Pisces, which is kind of nice because I feel like it's trying to, you ever have a lighter, one of those disposable ones, and you keep like flick, 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 and it just doesn't come on. I feel like that's Mars on Pisces. It's just like, come on. So very next day, Mars moves into Aries. Mars comes home. All you fire people, Sagittarius, Leos, and the Aries people, whoop whoop, and everybody else, we get fired up. Even you air signs, because all of those are making nice harmonious air signs. Also, this is a shift. This marks this time of moving out of the passive receptive feminine energy of all that Pisces and even the Capricorn energy, which are feminine and receptive, into outgoing energy. So this is time to get moving. And this fire angle here, again, starts this nice connection, definitely change. And again, as I've been saying for a while, Uranus is, to me, the kingmaker going on in the sky this year, because it's making that trine with Saturn, and here are the dates for all the Saturn-Uranus trines. And it's also Jupiter. So it's going to be active in the cardinal cross. And again, we've talked about it a million times, but your cardinal energy says you're going left or right. There's no more middle of the road, no more woo woo, mutable, I don't know, wishy washy. All that mutable stuff is giving away. Let's move on to Venus joining Mars in Aries. So this is our love. This is what we value. This is money. It's in Aries, which is again getting things moving. However, big caveat, we have a Venus retrograde coming up between March 4th and April 15th. So here are all the dates around that. So it doesn't mean just spending money like crazy in general. You'd be wise to kind of think about things very carefully and all of that. But again, connecting with Mars, we're going to feel like getting things moving again. And because those two are joining Uranus, a global planet, I feel like this is a good indication about overall improvement. Now I'm being careful about that because they're being opposed by Jupiter's expansion, and so we're walking a fine line. There's definitely a lot of forces at work right now, but I like it. Again, there's a harmony with Saturn between all of them, the fire signs. Next, on the 7th, we got Mercury moving into Aquarius, as I had mentioned at the top of the video. So I meant to mention too, at that new moon on the 27th, for you Mercury watchers, that's when it finally moved past the shadow. So that new moon in Aquarius marked a lot of powerful things. We're past the shadow, very end of Mars being in Pisces, sort of wanting to be all revved up but not knowing where to go, what to do, that kind of thing. So by this point here, when we get to Mercury joining the electrical, the thinking, the creative energy that Aquarius is, totally being supported not only by Jupiter in a fellow air sign, but by all the fire energy that it's connecting with. These are very positive angles. And then it builds to, this is probably the most important thing about this video because it's going to really impact this chart here. For the full moon, it's our first eclipse of the year. And a very important thing about it is this marks the beginning of the eclipses shifting out of that mutable energy into the fire and air energy. So into the fixed. And the fire aspect, look at this with the moon in Leo. Now, of course, the moon's just there for a couple days, but we get that perfect fire trine. And more importantly, this is a harbinger of two things. One, in May, I believe it's May 9th, the nodes themselves shift again out of the mutable thing, out of that Virgo, Pisces things into Leo, Aquarius. So this cycle is talking about a lot of what is coming up in the year. Also, this eclipse is a bookend to a huge one, and I'm going to jump way ahead into August, but this is important because the eclipse that we have on February 10th is the bookend to a full eclipse, a total eclipse that we're having on the 21st of August. And when we look at August, look at all the planets and fire signs. So in the charts, I've put them all in the orange throughout this video, and you can rewind and look back. But I'm trying to emphasize two things very strongly. One, we have a lot of cardinal energy coming on board. We also have a lot of fire getting ignited, getting passionate, getting activated. And the Aries thing, oh my goodness, if you know an Aries, you are a lucky person because they will just always come along and just kick your butt and get you going. Those are the charts. I'm just trying to keep moving this month because thankfully you guys are keeping me very busy with readings. Thank you so much. Let me do the little spiel and the little close, but thank you for watching. That's the general overview. So I'm Elizabeth from Elizabeth's Oracle. I will be sharing more with my friend Kristy Ayala on her show on Blog Talk Radio. It's called Kristy's Connection to the Soul. The link is in the description box. Kristy also just published this new book, and she's my friend, so you're going to see it in quite a few videos. I'm not an affiliate. I'm just, wanting to support her. It's a great book. I mean, she's just a solid reader, but also has a background in psychology, so she's an excellent counselor. Anyways, you guys, check that out and check out the show, and I'll be giving more details about the cycle ahead. Now, if you want a personal reading, come to my site. I'm celebrating 5 years of being in business. Super excited. I just jumped out and did it at the beginning of the Sun into Aquarius cycle 5 years ago, and you guys have supported it, so thank you so much. I got on YouTube like 2 years ago during the Sun in Aquarius cycle, so it's really this time of going out of bounds, getting out of the comfort zone. And I did also hear a BBC report. I will try to find it and put it in the link, but they did a survey, and this is, the intellects. It was a university study where they took people trying to make major life decisions, and they caught up with them 6 months later, and they measured the happiness, or asked about the happiness of the group who made a decision and the group who just stayed where they were, decided not to make a change. And guess who was happier? The people who made the change. So I love it. The science is there. Making changes this year is going to present lots of new opportunities. There's going to be a lot of fire and passion and excitement, courtesy of not only the planetary aspects that are getting underway during this cycle, but they're going to continue throughout. And while we got Jupiter moving through Libra through, I believe it's October 11th, again, take advantage of all that outgoing energy. And you can get to elizabethsoracle.com, sign up for my newsletter. That's free, and that has a special message. And again, I don't share that on the videos because that's just for the newsletter group. And I've again, this month, I'm super excited about what came through from my oracle. So new stuff is coming. Great year. Good luck to you all. I'll see you when the Sun heads into Pisces, and thank you so much for watching.